Don't fuck up. Don't fuck yourself. That is the rhythm. I'm starting the podcast with... Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School Podcast. I'm your host, John Hauser III, and with me, about to get squashed by a dude in water skis is...
Well, first of all, that's the Fonz. And am I the shark? Is he jumping over me? My name's Evan the Mayor.
Oh, is that who it is? I can't see.
That is who that is.
Now I see with the leather jacket, but all I see is like hands.
Yeah, it's actually a hand. It's like a painting of the Fonz on water skis. I wish I had the real painting for my wall.
For those who don't know and probably know the term "something jumped the shark," it's from there was a TV show in the 70s and early 80s called Happy Days. And
we can let the listeners do their own homework. I mean, come on.
I still want to explain it. There's a character named the Fonz, and at the end of the series, they just were running out of fucking shit to do, so they literally had him water ski and jump over a shark. And that's where the term comes from.
A tank of sharks.
Yes, a tank of sharks. And it's the fakest looking fucking thing.
It's very bad.
When he's in the air, he's just kind of like, hey, like, yeah, it's fucking so stupid. It's like when Rodney Dangerfield's doing the triple Lindy at the end of School Days and shit.
Back to school.
Back to school, and he's like, they show the guy doing the jumps, and then it cuts in on Rodney Dangerfield, and you just see him go,
oh,
he just like fake diving. It's so good. All right, how you doing, man?
Kicking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I taught a cooking class last week.
I saw that on the Fat Che book.
Yeah, it was super cool. A buddy of mine, Keith, Chef Keith Curley, has been doing cooking classes at the Baltimore Creative Alliance for a few months, and he got a new gig and needed somebody to take over, and got in touch with me and asked me if I wanted to do it. And I said yes, because I had talked to him previously, because he had him and I were talking about his cooking classes. He had asked for some advice on things, and I was talking to him about it. So it was really cool that he asked me to step in. So last week, and this is a fucking crazy value. I didn't realize it was. So when I talked to the guy he gave me the information of, the guy's like, yeah, so next week's the cooking class. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, and it's supposed to be on like Armenian food, but you can switch it and do whatever topics you want. That's just what Chef Curley was going to do.
Baba ganoush?
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Armenian food? I don't know anything about that. Soup it is. So, because it's turning into fall and it's turning into soup weather. And this was a special class. It was a $5 class.
$5?
Yes, because it was First Friday, and they have these First Friday things, and they had a $5 cooking class. And it's only an hour long. So I was like, okay, we can get in and out with a soup. In an hour.
I'd say for a $5 class, it'd be like, you guys like peanut butter?
You guys like toast? It's a pretty good combination. Have you ever put butter on toast with salt and pepper?
Here's a bunch of things that can go on toast.
Yeah. Bologna.
Marmite.
Even I don't like that. But yeah, so I decided on English onion soup, and the class sold out. 16 people, actually 19 people showed up. There was 3 extra people in the back that were just like, nah, it's fine. We'll just drink in the back. And I was like, okay. So what was happening is these people showed up, and, I get them all set up. The facility there is amazing. It's really modern. They have all of the equipment there, all the knives, all the cutting boards, all the aprons. The only thing I had to do was buy the food, which is then reimbursed after, as long as I got the receipts. They showed up. I gave them all the recipes that I had printed out, and we started the class, and that hour went fucking quick. And by the time the class was about to come up, I had realized, I was like, there's no way this is going to be way more than an hour. So in the beginning, I was like, hey, are you guys okay with this being a little longer? And everybody's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So this was, where the Patterson is, right? Where the Creative Alliance is.
Sure. Yeah.
So this was across the street in their community building that they've bought. So during the class, they were going across the street because the Creative Alliance proper has a bar and they were open for their first Friday. So everybody's going back and forth and getting cocktails, because the way it was working was there's 16 people, 4 tables, 4 people at a table, and then 1 pot per table. So like basically if there was a couple, I'd put couples together. So it'd be 2 couples working on 1 pot of soup. So you get 4 pots of soup and then they'd split it up between themselves at the end after they all took a bowl. And man, it was fun. It went really quick. I got to do a couple things. I was showing them how to cut the onions, and I'm like, it's not that important. It's just important that your knife's sharp and that you just don't go fast. Don't try to be fucking, Jacques Pepin. Just do it. People were freaking out once the onions started getting cut, which was funny. Like, because you start.
They didn't get onion goggles.
No. But the recipe that I gave them is really, it's a great recipe. I actually made it this week because I had onions left over from the class. So it's like, red onion. It's a combination of red, yellow, sweet. They didn't have whites at BJ's, so I didn't get them. But normally I try to do as many onions as I can, and then a bunch of leeks as well, and garlic. So all the alliums in and
good breath soup.
Yeah, and instead of beef stock, it's chicken stock. You don't you don't caramelize the onions for 2.5 hours, so it's really oniony, not overpowering because it gets sweet, but it's not. Sometimes I almost don't like the way a lot of places make French onion soup because they caramelize it too much and they try to make it too sweet. Like that's where the beef broth does a lot of lifting. But I throw in a bunch of sage, and then at the end you float the croutons. And before that you take the sage and you fry it in olive oil. So then when you cut your baguette into, the rounds, I just dump the sage oil on top of the croutons.
Yum.
Toast it. And then at the end, you put aged cheddar instead of Gruyere on top of the things.
Yum.
Yeah, and then at the end, you just garnish with a fried sage leaf, and it's fucking delicious. It's really good. So, I might post the recipe somewhere. I don't know where. I guess I could post it on the website. I have a rude website, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
You have a website?
Yeah, it just aggregates the podcast. I used to do blogs. That's where I got my start at.
You got a blog site?
Rude.com, baby.
Holy shit.
Yeah, if you go to rude.com and see all the old blogs.
That's like special and important that you have that.
It is. I was a special boy. I used to write a lot.
Your own website.
Yep. I did.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
How many do you have?
How many URLs?
Yeah.
Oh God, at my peak I had like 6. I had like City That Breeds, I've got ctv.show, I had the mobtownmeatsnacks.com, I had City That Feeds.
Ooh.
And then I had a couple of like 1-letter misspellings in case somebody fucked it up.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I might post it on the website, or I guess that's a good place to put it. I don't know where else to put it. Like,
make a YouTube video.
I don't want to make a fucking YouTube video. I got
saw
so much going on, dude. Like,
there's a guy that lives down in Locust Point who used to live up here by me. He started a YouTube channel all about making pizza, and it's just called Pizza Channel.
Okay.
And he's got a couple thousand subscribers, and he makes these little videos about how to, make, hey, this is how you make a good Neapolitan, yada yada. It's pretty respectable stuff.
That's a good segue into a topic we need to talk about.
You could do the same thing.
So you have been getting into pizza making via making dough because you got a KitchenAid.
I do, but the pizza dough, you don't need a fucking KitchenAid for that.
No. I never use a KitchenAid.
I went up to everybody's favorite Italian grocery store, Trinacria, and I got an 11-pound bag of double O flour.
That's a lot of fucking flour, dude.
It's good stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
You can really feel the
Caputo?
difference. I don't remember. I'm not sure. It's in the kitchen.
Okay.
But you can really feel the difference when you're working that dough, and then when you let it
without
rise,
doubt.
it is like fluffy like a cloud.
Yeah. It's because it's finer. It's finer, finer milled. Yeah.
So I made like a single day pie with it, and it was worlds different. I mean, it was better. It was very good.
Using double, like the tipo flour, it's fucking like, yeah, it's like clouds parting.
It is, and like I still managed to sort of do it a bit wrong because I put the pizza on the bottom rack on the stone at 475, and I just sat there and watched it until all the cheese had melted. So basically, the pizza was super crispy on the bottom, but unlike when you use your regular all-purpose flour, it was the first time I had seen like those big old bubbles on the crust.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Hannah, I got the big old bubbles on the crust. I was excited, very excited, but I still am not very good at sort of rolling out the dough with my fingies. I was trying to like do a rolling pin situation, and I still couldn't get it to like cover the exact circumference of the pizza stone. So some ends of it were a little thicker than the middle and the out. Blah 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 blah.
That's one of the things that like that doesn't start coming across until you do a couple hundred of them.
Yeah.
Like, that's just craftsmanship kind of stuff.
But I want to be immediately great at it.
I know. It's really frustrating. And, I've made hundreds of pies. I'm still not great at doing the, take the ball and kind of squish it out and then make a steering wheel and let gravity, that whole thing.
So yeah, my next attempt, I'm going to set the oven at 550. I'm going to let that dough rest overnight in the fridge, and then when I bring it out, it'll sit at room temp for 3 hours before I play with it, and then we'll do 8 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
You're gonna let it sit overnight in the fridge.
Yes.
Oh, okay. If you want a good pizza dough or pizza recipe book, My Pizza is really good by what's his name? Jim Leahy. Yeah.
Papa John
Leahy. No, it's a really good. He's the guy that came up with the no knead bread dough thing that went viral 20 years ago. Like, because he owns a bakery in New York, and people were like, because he would just bring these breads and shit, and they're like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I got a thing where I don't need it." And they're like, "What?" So so you don't need it, and you just let it sit overnight, and then you just kind of plop it into a hot pot, close the pot, and you make a smaller oven basically, and then it's the greatest bread ever. But
now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to redo this pizza attempt. I want to make some fucking crazy bread.
Oh yeah. Well, he has in my pizza. So he's got two books: My Bread, My Pizza. I own both. They're great. My bread, he focuses on grandma pies, basically, and then the other one is Neapolitans. In the My Bread book, he does a prosciutto bread that's fucking awesome. And it's
we bought a loaf of that at Trinacria. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's so good. In the My Bread book, he does a peanut butter and jelly bread, and it's fucking really good.
Yum.
And it's just kind of like a jelly roll bread with peanuts in it. So it's not peanut butter, because I guess that would all melt out. But yeah, it's a really good bread. There's so many, then you start getting into hydrations and, percentages, and that kind of thing is crazy. Like my friend Kelly Beckham, who owns Pauly G's, people, you can go back and listen to that episode. He makes the greatest pizza I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it's insane how good the pizza is that he makes. And that's kind of what I shoot for. And it's folly. for me to even try. You know,
Folly.
you know, like what he used to do when he got started was when I first met him, he was at the farmer's market and he had all those little baby Weber grills and he had cut the bottoms out and fitted like turkey cooker gas burners underneath of it.
Uh-huh.
And also at the top of the Weber, the kettle part, the at the top, he had bought cast iron pans and cut the handles off and bolted them to the top so they would radiate down.
Oh yeah, wow.
And he had a metal piece underneath, so it would hit the metal, heat it up, but then radiate around it, and then hit the top cast iron, and then radiate back down. And again, like we were talking about off air, the pizzas took fucking a minute and a half to cook.
Right.
Like it was insane.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that you see a guy on Star Trek on Shark Tank.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was nuts. And you know, I felt so bad for him the first time I met him because it was like a June day. It was like 90 degrees, and he's got like 6 of those fucking things going.
Hey, you want a really hot pizza?
Yeah, no, and I got one, and it was, Christ, I think it was just the crust. Then he shaved some pecorino on it, and then lightly tossed some rocket and put that on it. It was the fucking freshest pizza I'd ever had in my life. I was like, this is incredible. By the way, rocket arugula.
Yeah.
So yeah, he makes great pies. Have you ever been to Pauly G's?
Yes. I don't, not in a long time.
You should go up and, you know, get inspired because his pizza dough is so fucking good.
Yeah, that's all I really want is the good dough.
Yeah, and that's the key, right? And the one thing that I really had a problem with in the beginning when I started really trying to make good pies, and it's also why I go grandma pies a lot, because I like toppings. When you're doing like a good Neapolitan, you got to be really sparing with toppings.
Right.
Like, it's such little sauce, not a lot of cheese. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you need that thing to cook in like 2 minutes.
Right. And I like fucking sauce and cheese.
Yeah, I like mine fully loaded.
Yeah,
just like my nachos.
Hell yeah, just like your oh damn it. What's that damn movie? Fuck, my brain just completely shit out on me.
Herbie fully loaded?
Yes, thank you. God damn it. I had it on the tip of my tongue and then it just went back into my brain.
How did I get that?
I'm not even drinking.
I like my nachos like I like my Herbie.
Yeah, I like my nachos like I like my Herbie. Take off your sunglasses. Fully loaded. Yeah. So, well, good luck with your pizza experiments. There's so much to learn, and there's so many variants, and everybody's it is a journey. And it's funny because you can just throw in a dough in your mixer and just mix the shit out of it, and then just let it sit for like an hour or two, and then you got perfectly serviceable pizza. You know,
sure, it's edible.
Yeah, it's just not that super light, airy. You know,
it's not the same. No,
it's not. I mean, and there's a lot of good pizza around here too. Like we got a place down the street from us that's really good, and, you know. But you got to go. You can't get it delivered because it just never is.
Is Verde still around?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Verde's great. Their pizzas are awesome. You know,
yeah, I haven't been there in ages.
They're a little pricey, but you know,
they all are. I mean, pizzas are a luxury item these days.
Kinda. Pauly G's isn't that bad. Like, which is why I like going there. But when I was in Portland, we went to a place and their pizzas, like I was sending Kelly pictures of the fucking like everything. I was like, look at this cornichon. Yeah. You know, because of course the cornichon, everyone, is the crust of the pizza. But yeah, I was just like, look at this fucking pizza, dude. It's incredible. He's like, oh shit, I've heard of that place. It's really that good. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's so good. So I gotta think I might make pizza this weekend.
Yeah, once this household's got some lawyer money coming in, I'll be looking at
You'll be getting noomies all over the place.
dueling noomies.
Yeah, like I was saying to you, like the noomies, I hear are good. I don't know. Like I'm kind of suspect of them. I'd rather have a stone oven than one of the. I don't think they're stone. I'm not sure. Although I will say, if you want, like, fuck a pizza stone, I have a pizza steel.
Yeah,
and
I have one of those too. I really think what I really want is like a pizza mesh, to like put the pizza on there so it can get crisped on the bottom. I don't need it to be super crispy on the bottom. In fact, I want it to be like a lot floppy.
Well, there's a technique that you can do. I've seen a lot of people do this, and you can't do it with cheap parchment. You got to get good parchment, and you just put the dough on the parchment, and then you put the parchment under the pizza, and it keeps it from burning. Because the one issue I've had with the pizza steel is that the dough burns in places that it shouldn't because the steel's so hot. But now even on the Pizza Steel website, they sell things that you can put under the pizza after you get to a certain point to still keep it crisp, but it elevates it off the steel.
Yeah.
But I do like the rise you get from the steel. And, I have 2 ovens, and I got a big oven at the bottom and a shorter one at the top. And what I do is I just put the rack right under the broiler, put the pizza steel on it, heat it up, put the pizza in, and then as soon as it's rised up and it looks like it's pretty good, I just turn off the oven and put on the broiler, and then done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I might try that too. Is do the stone on the bottom till that dough looks like it's firmed up,
Right.
And then pop it up under the broiler to do the toppings and the cheese.
Right, because the carryover heat's going to take care of the bottom. Right. You know what I mean? And then you don't get that pizza oven like crisp unless you're doing the broiler.
Right.
And that's what I do with my grandma pies too. And they're all in sheet pans. And I pop them in once everything looks like it's good to go, melted and nice, and it's puffed up and shit. The last minute is just under the broiler, just crisping things up and charring the top a little bit. So
and each and every like oven is just a little different.
Oh yeah, it totally. And no oven says what it's supposed to be. Like none of them are like, if you put it at 500, it's not 500. It's probably,
definitely not.
So you got to learn the weird spots. You got to learn the hot spots, and sometimes you got to keep turning your oven, which sucks because as soon as you open it up, all the fucking heat comes out of it. Like, because sometimes if it's too far to the right, it'll burn. If it's too far to the left, it'll burn. If it's too far to the back. It's a pain in the ass, but it's kind of I had to stop getting mad at pizza because I like
the
seriously
the 5 stages of pizza grief.
Leanna was like, we need to have fucking serious talk about you and your reactions.
Pizza rage.
I did. I had one where I did one on parchment, and the parchment stuck to the pizza.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
And I was like, I did fucking 2 days of work, and I threw the fucking pan. Well, no, I threw I smashed something into a pan and dented the pan, and like I was so fucking mad because I was like, I'm just gonna be peeling fucking paper off the bottom of this. We can't eat it. And they're like, it's fine. I'm like, it's not fucking fine. Like, I'm so mad. And then like I had to just let it go. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna react to the pizza. Not, like I'm just gonna go with whatever the pizza gives me. I'm not gonna get mad about it. Cause you start getting obsessed and you start being like, okay, this is gonna be the one, right? And no, it really is a thing. Like, and everyone I've talked to that like really gets into pizza, everybody has that moment where it's just like, fuck this shit, stupid fucking dough and fucking cheese and salt. God damn, why did fucking
Shouldn't be that hard.
No. And there's like, a reason why guys buy $17,000 ovens.
The guys from whatever Eastern European bloc down the street can do this much better than me. How?
Yeah. Yeah. So Good luck, homie. Keep us updated.
I'll be fine. I think what I want to do is focus on like 10-inch pizzas instead of trying to do
Yeah.
like a 16-incher
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot more dough to fuck around with.
And you don't see, that's the thing too. When you do those kind of pizzas, when you're doing Neapolitan, they're no bigger than 12.
Right.
You know, and and some of the reason is so you get that good crust.
Sure.
So, all right. Nice hot pizza talk.
Yeah, and real quickly, other things I've cooked this week. I did sort of fairly basic, but like exotic basic stuff. I did some teriyaki kebabs on the grill. Those are great.
Nice.
I did a Chinese takeout style curry. So basically like onion, carrot, chicken thigh, and then curry powder with turmeric in it. And you know what really grinds my gears? Turmeric. I am so sick of turmeric.
Because it stains your
It
hands?
stains everything. I fucking brushed my teeth this morning and my toothbrush was stained from like a turmeric deposit that was on my gum line or something.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. It stains your fingers.
Ugh, God.
It's all,
Stains everything.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted great though. I forget what else I obviously attempted pizza, and then I made a homemade fettuccine with shrimp, basically a linguine shrimp scampi
Wow.
dish.
You're really leaning in. I'm glad you're leaning into the noodle thing. I gotta
Hey,
do that too.
we own it. We might as well use it.
No, I agree. Like
I mean, eventually, I think come holiday season, I'm gonna get the meat grinder attachment and the little
sausage maker,
the macaroni attachment too.
Oh, they got a macaroni attachment. Yeah, of course.
It's just got the little shapes on the bottom. Then you cut them off as they come out. I did not realize though that like that is also a thing that takes a lot of practice. If that dough is even a little sticky, you're fucked. Like that
or too dry.
Or too dry. Yeah, the spaghetti will either disintegrate as it comes through, or it'll get all gummed up, and you'll have a bad time.
Yeah, that's another one of those things that like will drive you fucking insane.
Yeah.
If you
the last batch of dough that I had to run it through the flattener about 87 times because I kept trying to cut the spaghetti and it would just like get stuck and fuck up, and I'm like, and you know, I was with the pizza. I just was like, I'm gonna throw the dough down the toilet.
Oh, I've had pasta meltdowns as well. Like, I want this fucking yeah. You know what actually is pretty good technique that I saw. I don't know where I learned it, but if you're running it through and it's a little dry, just have a spritzer. And
okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
yeah. And then the next project with that little guy is some ravioli.
That's fun because then you get to really fucking get real thin and
yep.
Yes, super fun.
And eventually, I'm gonna bust out the Momofuku cookbook and make those alkali noodles. I don't know if we talked about that on the podcast already, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and I was gonna do that too, but I still like you got to get the salts for it, and I'm just like,
yeah, it's the one. What is it? Potassium something that you got to get. What do they call it? Shit.
Potassium chloride, is that what it is? Something like that. But yeah, it changes the pH.
Potash.
Is that what it is? But yeah,
but you need like a nano ounce of it per batch. And you can only get like industrial quantities of it online.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta get like a kilo of it.
Yeah, I don't need a fucking tub of this stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing with stuff like that. It's like, like how much pink salt does a guy need when he's just making like 2 batches of sausage?
Jerky.
Yeah. Same kind of deal. And I will say the grinder attachment is great because when you start grinding your own hamburgers,
yeah,
it's fucking night and day. It's so good.
I was doing it for a little while when we were, when I was doing the beef jerky, because I had one of those like Lem,
Oh yeah.
The grinder units, and I cannot for the life of me remember what I did with it because it had like a jerky.
You sure it's not in the back of a restaurant?
No, it's maybe it is. I don't know. It's probably still at Ostrowski's.
Yeah.
But it had that like jerky slicer attachment.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was just kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, they are.
Plus, we had better slicers at Ostrowski's, so I just stopped using it. And I guess I must have given it away or something.
Yeah, those Lem things are garbage.
Yeah, they're fun to look at in the catalog, and then as soon as you get one, you're like, this actually sucks.
I will say, when you do get the grinder thing for the KitchenAid, get the metal one because they have a metal one now.
Oh yeah, not the plastic one.
I will say though, I had the plastic. I'm on my second plastic one, and the first one lasted like almost 15 years. So,
okay.
But the metal one's better because you can really get it cold. You can put it in the ice and freeze it up, and it holds temperature, where the plastic really doesn't. So
yeah, I'll wait till we got the lawyer money.
Yeah, nice. All right, so let's get into some food news. That was loud in my ears.
I don't give a shit about your ears.
All right, so we're at 30 minutes, so we're just going to go through a couple quick ones. Here's a really weird and unsurprising, like when I saw this headline, I was like, oh shit, what is this? And I read it and I was like, oh, kind of everybody's doing that. But Campbell Soup is considering a major change to its iconic brand, the first in more than 100 years. So what do you think their move is?
They're going to take the logo and tilt it slightly. Kind of like Pepsi did, like Mountain Dew and all that, where they're going into their extreme era.
Yeah, it's like putting your hat on sideways a little bit.
Flavor blasted.
Radical.
Yeah.
So one of the most enduring food brands is about to make a major change, but not to its ingredients. On Wednesday, during an annual investor call, Campbell Soup Company announced it's potentially preparing to change its name, dropping soup from its moniker to simply become Campbell's Company.
Okay.
Campbell's Company.
Ooh, they're going to diversify into like not soups.
Well, they already have. So according to, and I didn't know some of these brands that they own. It was pretty interesting. According to the Associated Press, the band CEO, Mark Klaus, said in a statement that it's a quote, open quote, subtle yet important change, end quote, that will better reflect, open quote, the full breadth, end quote, of the company's food portfolio. But it's not set in stone, and they're going to have the shareholders vote and see what happens. But they own so the name change might be like a little sad for nostalgia reasons, but the 155-year-old company hasn't been focused solely on soup for decades. Its portfolio includes Prego, Rao, which I didn't know, because I always thought Rao's like the little engine that could. Of course, it's been bought up. They own Pepperidge Farm and
I didn't know that.
And Goldfish.
Wow, that is Pepperidge Farm.
And according to the site Food Dive, Campbell's Soup lineup accounts for just a quarter of its total sales now, which is a decrease from 40% 7 years ago.
I think part of that is because even that condensed chicken noodle soup is like $2.50 a can. That's
is it
bullshit.
Really still now?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, that might have been a pandemic thing, but yeah, some of those cans of soup, like Chunky or whatever, it's like $4.50.
Also, all that soup sucks shit.
Yeah, it's very salty. It's usually garbage. But on occasion when I'll see them on sale for $2 for $4, I'll pick up a couple cans because it's good to have around. Like some Italian wedding soup when you just want something hot and slurpy.
Yeah, I haven't bought a can of that shit. I don't know when the last time I bought a can of that stuff was.
It's perfect for I'm hungover. I want something in 2 minutes.
I think I bought a couple cans of it as a joke when we were gonna make some sort of vodka, like a clamato kind of.
Oh my
thing
god, that's so funny.
Fuck you. How about that? Go fuck yourself.
Look at me, I'm a little clever guy buying some canned soup.
Well, no, because that's what it called for. So we were doing the old school, kind of thing. But I don't fuck with that stuff because it's gross. Like even when I was a kid, it was gross. The tomato soup tastes like shit. Even though I'm nostalgic for it, I know if I bought a can of that shit right now, I'd be like, oh yeah, there it is.
I liked it when Campbell's got into the you can hold this little microwavable container in your hand and just shake it up and drink it either raw, or put it in the microwave for little single serve Campbell's Does
Yeah.
tomato soup gross like a Go-Gurt but soup?
Am I remembering that, or am I remembering something else that when I was in college that we'd get all those little microwavable, like little mini bowls of like SpaghettiOs and shit?
Yeah, that's like Chef Boyardee
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Gross.
But okay, so 7 years ago, their soup was like 40% of their portfolio, and now it's 25. But now their snack line ranges up to about 50% of the stuff that they do. So
yeah, well, that's what happens when you diversify like that. But
Right.
also, I mean,
yeah.
on volume, I bet they sell more goldfish crackers than
I bet.
extreme chunky tortilla soup.
Yeah, yeah. Campbell will also not be alone with just changing their name. So like Dunkin' used to be Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
They changed that in 2018. Krispy Kreme did the same thing.
It's just crispy now.
Well, no, it's yeah, I know.
It's just cream.
Hey man, we're crispy. They used to be called Krispy Kreme donuts, and now they're just Krispy Kreme.
Uh-huh.
But that's weird because what else does Krispy Kreme sell? They literally only sell donuts, right?
I don't know. I think
because I know Dunkin' Donuts has sandwiches and fucking
Dunkin' is just, it's like the airport personified. It's just like,
right.
I want something that comes out of a microwave every single time. Yes, please. I will take all of that. And I'll pay $9 for it.
It sucks because I remember when they were really good. Like when you would see the light and you'd go in there and get like a warm donut. It's like, this is really fresh and great.
The fresh made donuts back in the million years ago were wonderful.
Now they're garbage.
Now they're like, hey, would you like a bagel sandwich with turkey sausage that everything is chewy as shit and it tastes like shit and it's $8.50 with some shitty ass microwave hash browns.
It's also made of shit.
A shitty coffee with 18 scoops of sugar in it.
Also filled with shit.
I took a shit in it.
Just call them crispy shit. Okay, I'm on the Krispy Kreme website and it says Krispy Kreme donuts.
Uh-huh. Well, they got to pay somebody to do the web design.
So they sell donuts.
I know there's a Krispy Kreme like soda.
They sell drinks and so they have chillers.
Uh-huh.
They have frozen lattes. They have iced coffee and hot coffee.
It's funny because I remember back in
hot chocolate.
I want to say like 2001.
So that's it. They don't sell sandwiches and shit now.
Krispy Kreme was on this like absolute barnstorming tour of just opening up Krispy Kreme locations.
Oh yeah, when they went
everywhere.
Public? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like their stock tanked within 5 seconds because it was just like, wait, they only sell one donut, donut. And after like 3 quarters, they were like, yeah, I guess we didn't need 200,000 locations.
Yeah, it was instant saturation. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But then, you got Domino's, who used to be Domino's Pizza. Okay, so no, this is the weird one. Starbucks used to be called Starbucks Coffee, Tea, and Spices.
Yeah, that's a little too long. Anyway.
Then they changed it to Starbucks Coffee and now just Starbucks because they make egg bites and
egg bites are so good.
Cake pops and fucking,
Cake pop. Oh God, remember cake pops?
Oh yeah, I remember cake pops. So they changed their name. Whatever.
Name change. I'm gonna change my name to just Evan.
Yeah. D. Your name is D Mayer.
D. Just call me D.
What's up, Big D?
Big D.
Okay.
That's too many words. Just D.
Just D. Hey, what's up?
Just D will be fine. Thank you.
What's up? ID.
Me D.
Me D. You D? No, me D.
Who D?
Me D? You D.
You D.
ID. Id? Me D?
D's nuts.
There it is. Okay, the CDC declared this vegetable to be the healthiest. And it may surprise you.
Ooh.
I'll give you 3. You'll never guess
it. The vegetable that is the healthiest.
Yes.
Artichoke.
Nope. It makes you choke. It's in the name.
Oh, come on. Fuck. It's not spinach.
Close.
It's not kale.
Nope. Close again, but no.
Broccoli.
In the same family.
Cauliflower?
Nope. It's a leafy green. It's called watercress.
Oh, okay.
It's got an nutrient density score of 100 out of 100.
Oh, big Watercress coming in here and paying them off.
Yeah, it sounds like a Watercress. The big Watercress is coming in like, hey, how about I give you a couple $100? You tell everybody we got a perfect score. All right.
Because yeah,
my big
Watercress is
Watercress.
definitely one of those leafy greens that's like overpriced, and is considered fancy. So now, not only is it fancy, but it's the most nutritious fancy vegetable you can possibly eat.
And it's funny because like I remember back in the 80s, like in the 90s, like Watercress was like everywhere.
Right.
Like every restaurant had a Watercress salad. Nobody
Watercress this, Watercress that, Watercress sandwich.
right, Watercress soup. Like, but the problem with Watercress is like it has a shelf life of 5 nanoseconds until it turns into slime.
Well, that's exactly why it has to be the fanciest and the most nutritious, because you gotta get it right away.
So they asked Dana Ellis Hunis, PhD, and they said, I can believe that watercress is the healthiest vegetable.
I can believe it.
This person, wait till you hear some of these
You
quotes.
can just run it through a mass spec. You can actually measure how much nutrient is in it.
Wait till you hear some of the quotes. It's great. So this person's a senior dietitian at the UCLA Medical Center and associate professor at the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health. Among other things, Hunis points out that this is a, open quote, nutrition dense, end quote, food. So it's a cruciferous vegetable that belongs in the same family as kale, broccoli, Chinese cabbage, arugula, and Brussels sprouts. Says Rachel O'Connor, RD, CDN, a dietitian at New York Presbyterian Columbia University Irving Medical Center. It also is an aquatic flower plant, hence the name, and grows in shallow water or damp soil. Watercress got the top honors thanks to a perfect nutrition density score. Quote, nutrition density is a ratio of nutrients in a food and the amount of energy or calories it provides. So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
The more nutrient dense a food is, the more vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants it has per calorie per gram. Hunis explains. So I'm not going to go into like all the nerd stuff with the fiber and the didolamethane and sulforaphane. It's got like a lot of vitamin K, which most green vegetable things have. And
yeah, you know where you can also get vitamin K?
I don't know where.
Your own large intestine.
I don't want to eat my own large intestine, though.
No, the bacteria in your body creates vitamin K. It's not something you need to eat.
I don't want to eat the bacteria in my own.
Have you seen or heard that now there are like these companies that are pushing out colostrum as like a supplement?
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Ethically sourced colostrum.
Am I thinking of the same thing? Is that the thing that comes out of mother's milk?
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I have seen that there are weightlifters that drink a lot of black market breast milk.
Sure.
Like that's a thing.
That's the golden colostrum. It's good for you.
Oh, gross, man.
So disgusting.
That's so fucking beat. Oh, that bums me out so much. I might have to do an episode on that.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, man. Black market mother's milk. That's a great band name, by the way.
That is actually pretty good.
Not to be confused with the Red Hot Chili Peppers album Mother's Milk.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, calf's colostrum. There's a company that does it.
Oh God!
That actually advertises on some of the podcasts I listen to, and I'm like, I can't believe you guys are reading this ad copy, because I'm like,
throwing up in your face. Throwing up on yourself?
What do you mean?
As you listen to someone talk about cow colostrum and
well, especially because they're
thinking about drinking really fatty
they're
milk.
Talking about all the benefits, it's like great for your immune system and shit, and I'm like, it's for babies. Like it's, you have an immune system already. Like, it is designed to establish your immune system, not like you're not a baby cow. It's not for you.
Yeah, that's super weird. Oh, what a fucking weird topic.
It's very goofy.
So this is the thing that made me fucking laugh. So it's generally recommended to have 4 or 5 servings of fruits or vegetable a day. Not doing that. I'll get like 3, something close. like depending on what I have for lunch, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, I got my Caesar salad. That's got dressing. That's a vegetable.
Yeah.
Croutons are a vegetable because
You know,
they got oregano in them.
I try to eat relatively healthy, so it's not the best, but
I got a
4 to 5 servings of fruits
I
and
got a
vegetables.
ziti I have to bake. I'll maybe throw some spinach on top of
Hey
it.
man, there's tomato in there.
That's true.
That's how I feel.
It's not a fruit.
And 4 to 5 servings of cruciferous vegetables a week. I probably do that. But you can have so listen to this. You can have watercress as much as you'd like, Eunice says.
Really?
Yep. Quote, you can eat 1 cupful at a time, end quote. She says,
wow.
Open quote, you can eat it more often or less often too, end quote.
Whoa.
You can eat it more often or less often as well. What the fuck are we talking about? Jesus Christ. You can eat 1 cupful. You can eat a bag of it. You can shove it up your ass and fucking act like you're a goddamn vacuum
throw
cleaner.
It into the air and never eat it at all.
No, you can look at it and have a staring contest. Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. I will say I'm not a huge fan of watercress. It's very bitter and like it's got that like it leaves like a coating on your mouth sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got like it almost squeaky in your mouth when you chew it just because of the texture of it. I'm not a super big fan. I actually prefer watercress salad. I mean soup to watercress salad.
Okay.
But I do like a good watercress salad and you get some nuts and stuff and a good vinaigrette. Like a good vinaigrette can hide most greens.
This is what we do for our YouTube video. Is we talk about all of the different watercress varietals that you can have.
Okay.
We'll be like, we gotta cash in on this watercress craze.
Oh yeah.
Because once the CDC says that it's the best for you, people are
gotta
gonna be looking for it on YouTube. So we need.
Well, you're never gonna
cooking with John.
Got that viral watercress recipe.
That's right. Throw pink sauce on it.
That viral watercress recipe.
Yeah. Watercress with pink sauce. We're going to the top.
With pink sauce. Oh, gross. We all die. So yeah, like interesting, but okay. And I'm all for eating watercress. Like we have salad a lot and
But I want to know if watercress is the 100 out of 100.
That's what it says it is.
Right.
Oh, I'll tell you. Second in line was Chinese cabbage at 91.99 points.
So like bok choy.
Yes.
Is that Chinese cabbage?
Yeah. Bok choy. But the big guy, like Napa cabbage, I'm assuming.
Hold on, I'm looking it up just to make sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming Chinese cabbage is Napa cabbage.
It's the really big one. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's
that looks like
a
football.
But it's also bok choy. Yes.
It also looks like that one weird Star Wars.
The big white. It looks like an alien egg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. It looks. Yeah.
I love that shit.
Oh yeah, fucking great.
Put that in a stir fry. Fuck
hell yeah, that shit's great. Also, they do generally say you should eat it raw instead of cooking.
Fuck you, CDC.
Some of the vitamins and minerals are cooked out, but whatever.
So you eat 2 cups instead of 1. Fuck off.
Or you can have more, or less.
Or less.
Swiss chard comes in at 89.27. Beetroot comes in at 87.08. And rounding out the top 5 is spinach at 86.43.
Where's my broccoli?
Not there.
It's
probably in the top 10.
What's the worst vegetable?
Oh, marshmallows. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they grow on that marshmallow tree.
Yeah. Ugh, I can't imagine. Like, have you ever seen like fresh marshmallow?
I bet it's onion or something like that.
Oh no, it's probably it's probably something stupid like butternut squash. I fucking hate butternut squash.
I want to know though. I want the whole like power rankings.
Okay, so what do we talk? So you look it up. I'm
not going to look it up.
Well, I'm going to be talking, so I can't be doing the whole thing.
All right, I will talk.
So let's see.
I'll say CDC vegetable nutrition score. Scores.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Well, thanks, Google AI.
Well, there's your problem. You're using AI.
Well, okay, wait.
Nutrient density score.
This comes to us from Senior Lifestyle.
Okay. Well, hey, they would know.
So after spinach, chicory comes in at 73, leaf lettuce 70, parsley 65.
Yeah, parsley's sneaky good.
Romaine lettuce 63.
Love it.
Collard greens 62.
Love them.
All three of the greens are basically between 61 and 62. Endive 60. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Grapefruit.
Okay. Wow, that's impressive because that's such a like diet thing.
Grapefruit gets a 10.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You know what? It deserves it. It tastes like a 10.
A carrot is only a 22 and a lemon is an 18.7.
Yeah, but they taste good.
Tomato only 20.
Well, they got that
broccoli, come on. Broccoli's only 34.89. Ugh.
Oh wow. What a disappointment. What about broccoli Rob?
I don't think Rob is on here. Let's find out. Let's see.
Because I would assume that would be more nutritious than broccoli because it's basically
kohlrabi.
Oh, kohlrabi. Have you ever had kohlrabi?
No, I don't think I have.
Do you know what it looks like?
No, I do not.
You should Google it. It looks like a tennis ball that's flying through the air and it has tentacles.
Oh yeah. I have seen that at H Mart.
Yeah. It's really weird. It tastes fine. It's very dense. So you got to chop it up. It's like I don't know. It's very dense.
It looks like something I would add to like a.
It's like a giant radish.
Like a slaw you would see in the Hamptons.
Yeah. A lot of people put them in slaws or salads. I like to saute it with just some butter. It's really good. Yeah. So, all right. And then real quick, let's see what I got here. Okay, I'll give you a choice. 7 kinds of heat resistant bacteria in your microwave.
Okay.
Meat and poultry are super expensive. It could be due to price fixing.
I think we already knew that.
Yeah. So you want to talk about
it?
Yeah. I thought I had a third one, but no.
I guess it's okay. So meat, produce, not produce necessarily, but meat and eggs right now.
Right.
I am noticing a lot of obviously discourse, especially about eggs, because everyone's like, my God, the eggs.
Okay, let's talk about the meat and poultry thing. I don't get the eggs because I'm still getting good deals at the, and I buy expensive eggs and I'm still getting them for $2.50, $3 a dozen.
Yeah, I am not. At the Harris Teeter down the street, they're like $4.50 a dozen.
Yeah,
and I hate that it is one of those issues that the politicians are running on is oh God, the price of eggs.
Yeah,
they're up $1.
Yeah, I mean it squeezes families, but it's not because of inflation. It's because of greed.
Well, that and also bird flu. For a while there, we had a lot of dead birds,
right.
And the egg situation was getting squeezed a bit. But the thing is, the prices aren't coming down as they've got the bird flu controlled. And what I hate is that the permanent rise of a price of for instance, 10 years ago, you would go down to Cancun Cantina,
yeah,
and eat 55 chicken wings for $1.20.
Yeah.
And now it's market price on the menu.
Oh, dude, I got a bag of chicken wings for our fantasy football draft from BJ's, and they're normally $18-19, and it was 30 something.
Sure.
Yeah.
But now, so everybody's trying to pivot to thighs, and thighs are coming up in price.
Which sucks because that was
the
my
wings
go-to.
aren't coming back down, and then drumsticks are still $1.99 a pound. But then everyone's going to chase that rabbit down the hole and be well, now drumsticks are $4.99 a pound.
Right.
So now every part of the chicken is $7 a pound,
and it'll never go down
and nothing else ever goes down. There's no market. There's no
because they're making money and they don't give a fuck.
Of course. So it's just all right. So something becomes popular, the price goes up, it never comes down. So there's not going to be anything left to chase in terms of price.
Yeah, and beef's
except
insane.
for organ meat, basically.
Right. Christ.
I mean, even the fucking oyster, dollar oyster nowadays, you gotta hunt that shit.
Yeah. I mean, when we were in Seattle, they were $5, $3 to $5 a piece.
It's bullshit. That is utterly trash bullshit.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, they've got, like, look at blue crabs for fuck's sake. Like, Jesus
Oh, yeah.
Christ, a dozen smalls for like $60. Some places.
I was at a place 2 days ago, and we got crabs for work. We had a little party thing, and it was $120 for larges, which isn't bad a dozen.
Absolutely huge waste of money.
Yeah, crazy.
Nah, just hire a friend out in Middle River to take you out crabbing.
Well, I'm not gonna go catch my own crabs.
It's fun.
I'm sure it is.
Well, I mean, there's not much to it, especially if you have crab pots. Like, you just drop them in the water and come back the next morning.
And they're there, yeah. I do have a friend whose dad's a waterman, and once a year we do, like, he just gives us a bushel of crabs, and we just cook them in the backyard. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. A bushel used to be a bushel full of crabs. Now it is, like, legally defined as like 12 dozen or something.
It's
So 144 crabs is.
I think it was six in the. It's 6 dozen crabs is a bushel.
No.
I looked it up the other day.
No way.
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
That can't be it.
that's what I read.
Anyway,
because we were
food
talking
inflation
about,
fucking sucks, dude.
So in May, a judge ruled that the data analytics and consulting company Agristats must face a lawsuit that accused the company of a price fixing scheme that included major chicken, pork, and turkey processors across the U.S.
And this is the shit that happens when these fucking companies continue to consolidate.
Right.
That's what happens. You don't have any.
You need regulation.
There's no competition.
Right, and you need regulation.
But this is ultimately what I really love when it comes to the politics of the thing, is, you know, people. Everyone's complaining about the price of a dozen eggs. What's the Republican solution for that?
Drink raw milk.
Sure, obviously. I mean, and that colostrum. Don't get me started.
Yes.
But
deregulation to bring the prices down. They lie to people. Yeah.
Okay. So we get rid of regulations on eggs. Then what? I mean,
people get bird flu.
Does that bring the price of eggs down that are coming out of like Cargill or Purdue or wherever they're coming from? Eggland's best.
No, because then people just consolidate more.
No, their solution is, well,
everything.
I guess what? We have to, like, subsidize the farmers more to bring down the price?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you can do, is more government to bring prices down. What's the government's role in prices?
They don't care as long as they're getting elected, you know.
I know.
So
price
in
of
August,
gasoline, what's the politician going to do other than get the government involved?
well, they say they're gonna drill, baby, drill. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, flood the market with more oil. That price will definitely come down. It always works that way.
It has my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
In August, the company attempted to have the lawsuit thrown out, only to have a judge once again reject it. According to Reuters, in May, U.S. Judge John Thunheim in Minnesota first denied the motion for dismissal of the suit brought forth by the U.S. Department of Justice and 6 individual states. Thunheim ruled the Department of Justice antitrust claims were sufficient to move forward. The lawsuit alleges that the company unlawfully collected competitive industry data and shared it with its subscribers who pay millions to access that data, then use that information to keep the prices inflated to artificially high levels. So, yeah, this sucks and they suck. And, you know,
it works for Jared Kushner and the slumlords. It'll work for fucking people selling eggs and meat.
Well, that's what it is. And even worse, this is just like, it's just a data company. You know what I mean? Like that sells data saying like, oh, it's better than people think it is, but you pay me millions of dollars to get this data. So don't tell people what's in the data, you know, like,
but you could do this with any product. I mean,
of course,
all we're doing is collecting prices on things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So big jet ski, like we just have like our database of all the jet ski prices and be like, the Honda 300 X314 is $50 higher than this one. You guys better get on top of that, or all the jet ski dealerships are going to go out of business. If you want
to learn more about this, there's a place called a more perfect union. They release a deep dive on the topic, and they got like a 10-minute video that you can watch that really describes what I'm not going to go into with all this legal stuff and just the back dealing and shitty stuff. But when people are like, oh, we're in a recession or fucking it's inflation, it's not. It's just greedy fuckers being more greedy and taking advantage of us still climbing out of the hole that COVID kind of had us in, but is just not there anymore. So anyway, I digress.
You know what's still actually worth a lot of money, and it should be?
Saffron.
Diamonds.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, I'm completely lying. That's also price fixed at the wazoo. Saffron is tricky because that's like a very rare lotus, unless you're in India where the labor is pennies on the dollar, and you can get a bag of saffron for like $5.
Well, but also it's going to get more expensive because of climate change. Like,
sure,
they're having a hard time growing them.
That and vanilla. Vanilla is going to be extinct soon.
Well, we have beavers to extract all that shit out of their anus. So.
Oh, also, what is it? Sarsaparilla? No, not sarsaparilla. I forget. Oh, no.
Marshmallow.
It was a documentary I saw about club drugs like ecstasy and stuff. Mm-hmm. One of the ingredients, like I don't even know why they don't synthesize all of this in little basement laboratories. One of the ways that ecstasy is made is from these like valuable plants that grow on the sides of trees in rainforests.
Oh, like orchids and shit?
Yeah, so they'll just like cut down an entire tree in a rainforest
Jesus
to harvest it for club drugs for these douchebags going to some multicolored rave to like get high.
That's super.
Deforestation, baby.
Oh my God, that's
the irony being that like probably one of the the through lines for the rave is like save the rainforest.
Yeah. Ugh. All right. On that great note, everybody, thank you for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast. Jesus
Christ, I hope you guys learned a little something today.
Yeah. Hope you feel good about yourself, you fuckers. Go to your raves and kill trees.
If you've ever taken ecstasy in your whole life, you're killing the rainforest.
Oh, that makes me feel bad. Thanks for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family. Word of mouth is how we get out there. We really appreciate it, and it helps a lot. If you want to subscribe to whatever pod thing that you're listening to, that would be great too. And if you leave a message or a review, that helps a lot. So I don't expect you to do it, but it would be nice if you did. Join our Facebook group. That would really help too. What is that? An AI picture of fucking hands holding eggs? That is disgusting.
That is the thumbnail of the most recent episode of the CTB show. The title is Fond Memories of Friends with Benefit Chickens.
Oh God, that's horrifying looking.
We did a little chat about friends that have chickens, and you can get free eggs from them.
How many fingers does that one hand have?
I don't know. It's 3 hands holding a bunch of 5 chicken eggs.
What is that?
You can't see the chickens on the bottom, but they're making funny faces. I love this thumbnail. It's one of my favorites I've ever made on Gemini.
Oh God, the thumb doesn't have nails.
No, it doesn't.
And every angle you look at it, it looks like it should be from another angle.
It's a smooth thumb.
Oh God, that bums
Hey,
me
listen
out.
to my podcast. It's called the City That Breeds podcast show. Get on Spotify and just look up City That Breeds. You'll find it. And
I was going to get to it, you shitbag.
The most recent episode, Fond Memories of Friends with Bennett Chickens. It's a great episode.
Is that really what the name of the episode is?
That is the title of the episode.
The new one that just came out.
Fond Memories of Friends with Bennett Chickens.
Nice. What was the one that I listened to just yesterday?
That
was the last.
That was probably Fond Memories of Brandy or Fond
Memories of Brandy. Fond Memories of Brandy. Are they all called? Is everyone going to be the Fond Memory season now?
Yes, this is the Fond Memories season of the show. I don't know how long. It'll continue on until I get bored of naming things Fond Memories of.
It's a good bit. I like it.
Uh-huh.
Brandy, huh?
Brandy.
You love Brandy. So weird. Well, I like Brandy too.
Should I show you the thumbnail of that episode?
Yeah, sure.
Crap. Let me make sure I didn't delete it.
The episode was named because ever since Evan was a child, he's been drinking brandy because he thinks it's fancy, basically. Oh, nice. Well, who's that?
I don't know. Some random kids on the internet that had their little little family photo taken in a brandy snifter.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah,
that's some braces.
Everything is classier when it's in a brandy snifter, John.
It certainly is. So anyway, I'll be back next week with a new episode. Thank you for listening. And we will see you later. For that, my name is John Hauser III. Don't yuck my yum.
And do get ready for the very special Watercress special video on YouTube that John and I are going to make in the test kitchen of the Creative Alliance coming January 2025.
It's all about it's high colonics.
High colonics, colostrum.
High
Fond
colostrum
memories of Friends with
colonics.
Bennett chickens.
High colostrum colonics.
Watercress salad.
Watercress salad. See you later, everybody.
Goodbye.